Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. As you can probably tell from the paused frame on my screen, there's one unk in the gacha space who looks a little bit pissed off. And this is one of those times, and this is one of those situations, ladies and gentlemen. It appears that Mr. Gacha Smack has been aggroed. Except this time, it ain't by no Wuthering Waves community. It ain't by no Genshin community, no Ethereal Restart or Arknights, whatever community. It's an old acquaintance. Some could say a former lover. It's Honkai Star Rail. And everyone's favorite hypocrite, MrPokke. Or in this case, really, it's MrPokke's community that he helped cultivate by acting in a certain manner over the past couple of years. And it appears that MrPokke, his community, and Gacha Smack have gotten into a bit of a spat regarding the 4.0 situation, regarding the tensions between JP and CN, as a bit of just like a prelude. And once again, this is going to be more so an examination of the situation, not so much necessarily Smack himself. Smack has gone ahead. He made a bit of a controversial take before, right? Saying, oh, maybe the regional tensions aren't that crazy, and there are other reasons, right, for why 4.0 is being delayed, and then kind of, you know, like went into it, did a little bit of cooking on his end, did a little bit of speculating, because nobody knows the true facts, right, and then came up with his idea on why they were forced to delay 4.0. Bro then did additional research and found out, yeah, he was fucking tripping balls. He was tripping balls when it came to that, and then he decided to private the video. Well, and that's where stuff gets sticky, because Smack dared to make a controversial take about HSR. And you already know what that HSR community gonna do when their ringleader is as dumb as this. They gonna go a little bit crazy. When the idol of the HSR place is the same person that was caught on record lying about Tectone having a C6 Arlecchino and then using that as a platform to call Tectone a hypocrite regarding the Castora situation, when that's the most recent thing that's gone on in the HSR space, ladies and gentlemen, when that's the idol, the representative of the community, no wonder the community is full of a bunch of gaslighting dipshits. So without further ado, let's go ahead, let's start breaking it all down and see what is this all about.
Boys and girls, once again, I find myself in a situation where I have to correct a bunch of morons just lying out there for fun. You guys may have already seen my video where I put I was absolutely ignorant on this situation, and it was basically a situation where I wasn't fully aware of the political climate ongoing across overseas. And this is my take regarding it. I don't think you need to know shit about what's going on in the overseas if, like, you're in the US, you're in, like, EU, stuff like that. You don't necessarily need to stay fully up to date on, like, the fucking what the home parent countries of your game developers are doing in the present. Yeah, it's not really like common knowledge in the US. Basically made a video going over the full narrative because, well, I pride myself. I'm a man of principle. I'm a man of integrity. And so if I ever make something, which I already went over this shit, we're saying it again, where I feel like I didn't fully structure the contents as well as the topic of the video.
I mean, basically, I think the main takeaway is that bro's first bid, he kind of like, it was half-baked.
In a way that presents the situation in an impartial manner.
I think this is probably the best description for it. I think this is why Smack actually gave an apology. It's because I think Smack prides himself on that reputation of doing proper research before making takes like these. And he recognized that this take of his in this one particular video, it was just not what he typically does. Because without a doubt, it was really, really, really fucking half-baked, right? And he got called out a lot for it in the comment section. And so I see some people saying he shouldn't have apologized and stuff. I don't think it was an apology for the misinfo. I think it was low-key like an apology to himself. It was more so I'm making this for myself to remind me that, yes, I fucked up and that I probably shouldn't do this again. So some people do like shit like that where they do it out of principle but not out of necessity. That's what I'm assuming is done over here because, I mean, I'm going to assume that he doesn't give a fuck.
It's going to bother me. That's
he probably more bothered by the fact that he was spreading potential misinfo. Yeah.
This is how I am. I'm the type of person where I'm like, all right, fuck, you know what? We'll do it again. We'll go over the shit that we were ignorant on, and then we'll restructure it.
Okay, that sounds like what he did.
You guys already know this. So I uploaded this video.
Very reasonable thing to do. It's just he doesn't even have to do it. And I think it opens up the door for potential misinterpretation of why he's doing things, which may potentially lead to him avoiding it in the future. But I can respect the decision that he's making, but I can clearly see how it's causing some issues
to the platform. And then I took down the other video out of respect for being impartial and in all fairness. This is just how I operate. Well, what happened in the process of this was Mr. Pokey reacted to my video, and I didn't even know he did this. I had no fucking idea. The last time I saw a Mr. Pokey video, if I'm being completely honest with you, is
Why do I feel like he's taking shots here? Why do I feel like he's taking shots here?
Knows how long. I don't watch Mr. Pokey content anymore. It's been a hot minute. I hope he's doing well. But he did react to the video. Now, before anybody in my community gets their pitchforks out and starts attacking Pokey, please don't. That's not even what this video is about. In fact, it's not even about Mr. Pokey. It's literally not even about him. But he tagged me in the video. He literally tagged me. So if I go,
let me make a quick little correction take over here. The video is not about Mr. Pokey, but it is about vocal members of Mr. Pokey's community. That's why I gave such a detailed preamble at the start. There are certain instances where a community will be very, very, very shaped by the CC that the community is a part of. There are some CCs that don't need to moderate their communities because they attract individuals that are sane, like-minded, and not freaks. There are some individuals who cultivate a community that's full of retarded children, and they just let disease fester and propagate. It's actually ironic. Pokey's community is a little bit like the Swarm from HSR, where you have like this bug-like creature that just starts multiplying, and they're pests, and you're supposed to get rid of them, or else they keep multiplying. And it's like Pokey's the guy. He's like fighting the Swarm, right? And Pokey just never attacks the mobs. He just lets them keep multiplying. And so now he just has like 7 million fucking that shit Firefly was fighting against, right? Fight! Right? He's got like 10 million of them now, and he doesn't know what to fucking do, and they just go crazy. And because bro has to live off of his Twitch donations because his YouTube is not making any money anymore, because Pokey now has to live off of his Twitch rotations because the views have gone down, you know he's definitely not going to moderate it any further, because then all of his Oilers will leave because they're all on Twitch. So essentially, he's been put into an impossible situation. Either moderate your community and kill your Twitch, and then you're done because the YouTube's not making money, or you don't moderate your community, and then your community kills your channel. Because part of the reason for why these videos are so hard to watch for anybody that's not deeply entrenched in the Pokey village is that his comment section is always hell. And it's a huge reason for why his viewership has gone down. And it's funny. It's funny that the best video on Pokey's channel in the past couple of months is another man's video. I think that, to me, is the most painful part about it.
Go over to like my YouTube dashboard and I click like mentions, it'll be a thing that says Mr. Pokey tagged you in a video. And so I clicked on this when it got uploaded in a blindsided manner. And I was like, oh shit, okay, he reacted to this. But then it's like maybe just a little bit of a portion of me. And then there's just the rest of him like just yapping. I haven't even watched the video, I'm gonna be honest with you. But right here, I saw this.
He also doesn't have the tech tone buff. Now that I think about it, I don't think Pokey recognized, and maybe we'll get a recognition of it later. I don't think Pokey recognized how much of like his actual viewership was actually just entirely tech tone. I don't think he realizes it, but a huge portion of his viewership was literally just tech tone viewers. And now that Baldy has gone on break and they've burned bridges, it's just never been the same. Maybe you shouldn't have lied about his C6 Arlecchino like that. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have lied about his C6 Arlecchino like that.
You should just delete this.
That's a bit rough. section or delete the offending sections and then re-upload it without losing any of the views. We have all these tools available to us. We just have to put in the bare minimum amount of effort to just be a good fucking person. To just be like a good person that corrects the wrongs that they've done and stop slandering somebody's name. We have all of the tools at our disposal, but we do nothing. And we lied about Tectone C6 Arlecchino for like 13 minutes. Yeah. To call Tectone a hypocrite. Yeah, I don't know, that's a little bit rough, man. Anyways, let's keep going.
Just trying to collect like context. He says, Gotcha Smack has already deleted and apologized for the initial video. Trim the entire portion out of respect. So I guess he has like revitalized this this video in some way. I guess it was.
So Smack was basically saying, hey, I didn't really see Pokey react to my actual video. Pokey did react to the actual video. And Pokey, and then proceeded to splice it out afterwards. So that's some of the context. Pokey originally reacted to the full team, then cut part of it out.
A longer video. I have no idea what was said, no fucking clue here. And so it's a bit of an out of context situation. That said, I don't really mind it. Now, when I look at Pokey's channel, this is an easy 2 out of 10.
It's like a 1 out of 10. Let's just be real here, Smack. Let's not be throwing around weak ass terms like easy 2 out of 10. Okay, bucko? Okay, buddy boy? Okay, it's definitely a 1 out of 10 now. Okay, I see. He was saying this was the 1 out of 10, this is the 2 out of 10. But yes, this does mean that his own viewers would prefer to see Gotcha Smack's opinion on the matter than his. That's just weird, man. I'm gonna be... Anyways.
Out of the current, like, content of MrPokke's channel. Objectively speaking, so...
Why does that feel so... Like... Why does this just give me, like, the same vibe as, like... Because this is the thing, right? It ain't, like, this is a 1 out of 10 by, like, 1,000 views, right? This is not like a... This is not like a 30K preceded by a 29, 28, 27, 26, right? So it's like, oh, it's, like, barely 2 out of 10. This is, like, everything's in hell, and then you have this 2 out of 10. I think that's the part that really makes it, like, so... painful in comparison. Bro, it's like asking another man to go grocery shopping with your wife. Like, that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like.
Obviously, it gained some traction for him. I go over to this comment section, and it's just an absolute shit show of Gotcha Smack haters. This is what comes with the territory when you react to a creator's content on a very controversial topic, right? And so it's a lot of people in this comment section just firing it off. He needs more research before telling something to the internet, which is completely fine to say. I have no problem with this, right?
Fair comment.
But then you've got like Gotcha Smack trying to sound smart. Let me go ahead and like zoom in on this shit. Gotcha Smack trying to sound smart, but is actually an idiot.
I don't think Smack is a dumb guy. I actually think Smack is a very intelligent person. I just think that Smack sometimes has a... I'm not even sometimes. I'm just gonna say it. Smack has a situation with his phrasing where he will piss people off. You can there's a message you can send, right? And you can send that message in a way that will piss somebody off, or it will not. And more often than not, he'll choose the method that pisses somebody off. Except I'm personally of the opinion that I wouldn't agree with when Smack uses that phrasing. He's free to do it whenever he wants. I personally just I don't think I play the card as much as he does. If that makes sense. And I think the end result is that he does end up actually aggroing more people than me, oddly enough. Some people say that I'm a rage baiter. Some people say that I'm somebody, right, that's like farming engagement via rage baiting. I feel like just in general, like low-key, there's been more people mad at him in 2025 than me. And I think that's kind of impressive. But once again, like I said, I don't think there's any issue at all with it. I'm just kind of stating the differences between us as... communicators, I guess. Just because some people think I'm worse, some people think he's worse. I'm just kind of saying, hey, I think we're both bad in our own way.
263 likes. I can tell this is easily somewhere between the 12-year-old range to the 16-year-old range, because that's about as good and clever as an insult from that age group gets, right?
Yeah, maybe it's because my hate died out, because most of my hate came from ZZZ players, and now there's nobody playing the game. So, by proxy, there's no more hate for me anymore.
And then we got another one. Just a usual Monday for him. Rage baiting by being an idiot.
I've realized that's actually what happened. As ZZZ has died, the amount of like critical posts about me have literally disappeared.
He does have that pseudo-intellectual way of speaking down to a T, bros yapping for nothing. That's why he's called Gotcha Smack. He talks too much smack and nothing of actual use. His prefrontal cortex is already rotting, so he can't think empirically.
That guy is not, I don't think that guy is a native English speaker.
Let me go ahead and show you exactly what that guy looks like. The only person that would ever make a comment like that, guys, I'm just gonna keep it a stack, bro, all right? The only person that would ever make a comment like that, he gotta look something like this. There's just no way you make a comment like that and you don't look like this, bro, all right? It's just not fucking possible. Anyways, I
would safely say Pokey's channel feels like it's designed for somebody that looks like that. Now that I think about it, yeah, his thumbnails are designed for that Zoomer retard audience. Think about it. These are literally the most, like, TikTok, eye-catching, eye-popping thumbnails in existence. Pokey's target audience with his community is actually 12-year-olds. Nah, you can't tell me your audience ain't 12-year-olds when this is your thumbnail portfolio. Nah, this is some TikTok brain rot shit. 1,000,000%. They get the job done though? No, you calling this a job done? Well, maybe that's why you don't have a job. Anyways, sorry, that was bro, this would be like you were basically a Dark Souls boss that parried itself and then like was just like repost me. I was like what do you want me to do, bro? Like am I just not going to use the attack on you? Like, bro, you parried yourself. Anyways, let's get back to the vid.
Apart from all the shots getting thrown at me, it's completely fine, boys, all right? You can throw as many shots as you want. The one that bothered me the most wasn't niggas talking shit in the comment section. This is just what comes.
Wait, is he allowed to use that? I'm kidding.
To the territory when you react. It was this one right here. It was this one right here. Oh, now this one bothered me. Yeah, I ain't gonna cap, because this is the most liked comment in Mr. Poke's comment section. He says, Smack privated the vid. Oops. That's what happens when you try to talk shit without further research.
And this is where everything goes to shit. And let me explain to you really clearly why everything goes to shit over here. Remember that kind of long-winded statement I made at the start of the video when Smack was like talking about like his morals and like principles in middle school and shit like that? This is what I mean by I see why he did it for his own personal reasons, but then also it opens you up to misinterpretation by retarded children. So let's connect some of the dots over here. Pokey is clearly marketing towards chatters and individuals and community members whose prefrontal cortex is not fully developed yet. I.e., he's looking for minors to propagate his YouTube channel because who the fuck else is clicking shit that looks as wacky, neon colored and shit as this? He's clearly targeting children. And the idea is that his comment section is filled with a bunch of dumb-ass kids that jump to conclusions and make the dumbest takes possible. To the point where Smack deciding to private his vid via his principles suddenly is, MrPokke got him. Oh, he got cooked by our god, MrPokke. Oh, Mr. 1% has done it again. Conquered. That dumb tourist Smack. We got him.
So boys, apparently in their minds, I privated the video like out of fear of like the internet. I privated the video because, oh my God, dude, I clearly privated that video with a much higher like ratio to dislike ratio. I even stated the reason I did it was purely out of integrity. But look what these fucking rats are saying in this comment section, because this shit blew my mind. This guy immediately gives away that he's a Twitter retard, right? Who would have thought that Unc from Rush Hour would be doing dumb stuff again? Just the scenario for another movie. First of all, I don't look like Chris Tucker.
Chris, I'm just going to say that Chris Tucker is much darker than Gotcha Smack. Like, to the degree that, like, they don't even look slightly similar. Like, it's legitimately, it's actually racist to say that he's Chris Tucker. Do you want to know why I'm going to just straight up say it's racist to say that Gotcha Smack is Chris Tucker? Because this is like what Chris fucking Tucker looks like, guys. This is what Chris Tucker looked like during fucking Rush Hour, bro. It was like this. Like, that's a couple extra tones darker. Like, a lot, actually.
So the fact that he said Unk from Rush Hour it's a dead giveaway of the meme that went viral when MrPokke himself tweeted on Twitter, "What's up, my nigga?" He said this verbatim when me and him were in Shanghai, China, and we were memeing on the Rush Hour scenario where Jackie Chan goes up to the black dude and says, "What's up, my nigga?" He did the same thing. It went viral on Twitter, and niggas was mad on behalf of black folks that Pokey said that.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm personally just of the take, like, I don't even know why, like, that's the sort of shit that you say when it's just the two of you. I don't know about uploading that shit on Twitter.
This is clearly one of those retards. Dead giveaway. Because I obviously don't look like Chris Tucker. There's no other reason for bro to bring up the Rush Hour scenario other than that. That's still not what bothered me. This is what bothered me, boys. The rest of this comment section. So you got this retard giving the narrative that I took this down out of some type of fear. And then you got this guy here. I am just guessing here. Oh boy. Oh boy. An anime profile pic. Just guessing on why I took the video down. Whatever could go wrong with this scenario, guys? What could possibly go wrong with anime profile pic guessing why my video was taken down? Let's look at this.
I think the premise of this video is absurd. Let's just think about this for a second. This video is like being uploaded in response to a comment thread chain on one of MrPokke's video. That by itself, I think you could consider this kind of like you could consider this a bit of a one guy. I think that's the best way to describe this. This is a bit of a one guy. However, this is why I'm going to say I don't think it's that much of a one guy. It's because this is MrPokke's comment section, and I was under the impression that MrPokke and Smack were supposed to be on somewhat good terms. That's my take. That's what I was led to believe after most Gotcha CCs in the space cut ties with MrPokke following the Tectone situation, but there were a couple few, that still kept somewhat regularly communicating with him, right? We all know that's something that happened. And I'm personally just of the take that this transcends a one guy, just from like the simple take that if you're supposed to be on good terms with somebody, I wouldn't expect a comment section to look like this when you react to one of their videos. Because you want to know what I do in my reacts to Glaive Keo all the time? I disagree with him. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, yes, that is something that occurs. Whenever I react to a Glaive Keo video, literally maybe 25 to 50% of the time, I'm disagreeing with the take that Glaive made, and then explaining why, and then saying why I think he's maybe milking it a little bit, or maybe exaggerating and shit like that. Healthy disagreement. And you want to know what it looks like when I go to any of my comment threads? Whenever I do that reaction? This is an example of one of them. They were wrong about 3.0. My take was, I feel like Glaive's giving Kuro a little bit too much credit. They're not that smart, bro. It's like you're glazing a little bit too much, right? And this is the thing. Do you see any comments on my vid calling out Glaive Keo and saying that like he's just like a glazer, he's exaggerating, whatever, all that shit, right? No, there's none. And so this is the reality. Clearly, I have a community that doesn't hate people unless there's like a pretty decent reason to hate people. Smack is merely pointing out that one of his at least close acquaintances, Pokey, otherwise I don't know why you're giving him the N-word pass, right? One of his close acquaintances, friends, has a comment section that is just spreading misinformation about him. And so, right, there are responses that creators can make. We already saw a little bit of this one earlier. When Pokey puts misinformation in his videos or there's misinformation in his comment section, Pokey's response is, who cares? This is 13 minutes out of a 50 fucking 8-minute video. 13 minutes out of a 58-minute video. We're just lying. Unintentional. 13 minutes of lies in a video, right? And you want to know what MrPokke said in response to this situation way back then? It doesn't matter. I lied about Tectone for 13 minutes in my video. My community ate it up, started calling him a hypocrite, and starting spreading misinformation about Tectone based off my lies on my channel. Everyone's just dragging Tectone for shit that he didn't do. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't care. Hey, I'm gonna pump out a whole fucking essay. I'm gonna pump out a whole fucking essay and try to put additional people under the bus. Y'all remember when he directly followed up on this with this? And you know what he does in here? He still doesn't take any accountability at all for his C6 Arlecchino. There's been a lot of collateral damage on both parts, and I'm glad that he acknowledged his actions that inadvertently caused me issues. As do I. The C6 Arlecchino is a poor example, and I apologize. I should have done this instead, but it doesn't matter. The point is exactly the same. So as you can see over here, even in his apology, he does an apology. This is what MrPokke is known for, and this is what he attracts as a CC. What type of community members do you think Poke's going to attract with this level of personal responsibility and acknowledgement of wrongdoing? What type of individuals do you think Poke attracts? Mature, responsible individuals who, A, know how to take accountability, who know how to assign blame, who C, do research before going to conclusions, or B, is Poke attracting the same type of individuals that his thumbnails attract? Retarded 10-year-old, mentally deformed Zoomers. Because all they got to see during this entire arc was somebody dodge responsibilities like they're fighting Hecate, the hologram fight. Because I have no idea how somebody can lie about somebody for 13 minutes, publish it, spread misinfo, drop a 78K view video where you just lie about somebody for 13 whole fucking minutes, and then you say, I'm not editing it out, I don't care, I'm not changing anything, it doesn't matter. You lied about somebody for 13 whole minutes and tried to smear their reputation to defend yourself. You got called out on it and said absolutely nothing. Then in your apology later, you proceeded to blame me for everything. Blame me for you not being able to fucking find proof of a C6 Arlecchino. Of course, this guy's community is going to be filled with dipshits, ladies and gentlemen. Because guess what? All they've had to see is somebody acting like a complete fucking kid this entire year. Anybody that's still watching him has to have the mental maturity of a fucking toddler as well. And Smack, let's keep it a buck. There's a reason why you haven't watched a single one of MrPokke's video in likely close to a year. And guess what? I haven't either. Because I ain't a fucking dipshit. His content is made for stupid people. And I think that's the realization most people are having.
He was probably still sponsored or in the process of being sponsored by Etheria.
So yeah, now you got Poke community members theory crafting why Smack privated a video.
They saw this.
Guys, they're gossiping about why somebody decided to take a video down. Does this sound like something that people with responsibilities do? You only talk about shit like this if you're like actually in middle school. You know for certain this is the type of baby shit only fucking middle schoolers care about.
The Etheria team. The team I went to Shanghai for. And they told him, yeah, good luck coming back to Shanghai this year with that video still up. What the fuck even is this, bro? You know what's funny is I told y'all I don't get on Reddit, right? This is the reason why I don't get on Reddit. This type of shit here happens all the time on Reddit. Like,
you want to know who else uses Reddit? It's a bunch of 13 to 17-year-olds who aren't in college that have nothing to do and are pretending to be educated individuals because they're that fucking bored.
That it just be making shit up, chat. Making shit up, like straight up. Just, and look at this. Look at this. Let me show you how retarded these niggas are.
No, he did use the hard R.
If this is true, he probably felt himself that this is a bigger thing than he thought it would be. LOL. If that's true, it's really hilarious. He really won't making fun of situation. Entire CN company won't take joke about it. LOL.
Bro, I thought these were HSR players.
Typical gotcha smack thinks he's the most knowledgeable shit in gotcha space and mature one, but in reality, it is reversed.
Not gonna lie, you do a way better voice impression than Uncle Smack. Yeah, Smack's not that good at it. This is how I would read that one out.
Typical gotcha smack thinks he's the most knowledgeable shit in gotcha space, but mature one, but in reality, XD, it is reversed.
That's how I would do it. You just gotta have a little bit of fun with it. His voices are starting to sound like a little bit samey.
Like, brother. Why are they asking if it's true? If it's true, again. Oh.
Guys, Smack, I'll give you the answer, bro. These dudes are a bunch of 13-year-olds with no fucking time because they finished their pre-algebra homework, which consisted of 3x equals 6. What is x equal to? And, like, they just did, like, 5 problems of that, and now they finished jerking off to Farina, and now they're going ahead and looking and watching videos on YouTube. That's what they just did. Because, like I said before, and I'll keep saying this, Pokey is targeting children with his marketing demographics. He is yearning for a young audience with all of his videos. And there's a reason why there's so much stupidity in his entire community. Because they're all, literally, their brains are deformed because your brain stops growing when you're like 20-something. So literally, their brains are not properly formed yet. And I don't know what else to say other than this is what he wants for his audience. He's looking for those that play gacha in middle school, high school. They're playing in school on their phones. That's the audience that he's targeting with this shit. And you can't tell me that's not true. Because this has been his channel for the past 3 years. The thumbnail style has not fucking changed. And it's clear that this is the type of stuff that younger audiences are drawn to like fucking bees to honey.
I'm telling you this, chat. Only chronically online, parasocial, mentally ill, pencil dick nerds do this. When I told y'all, I said, judge me by my enemies. Chat, these are my enemies, brother. These are my enemies. Niggas.
Smack, why you enemies a bunch of middle school children? Could you explain to the audience why you just publicly stated that your enemies are a bunch of high school age children? I'm like joking, but I'm only half joking because you know for sure there's an abundance of like fucking 14-year-olds in these comments. That's what I'm saying. Like that. I think he understands that as well, but it's just funny.
That just concoct and make shit up. He said I took that video down because I was in fear of Ethereum restart not flying me back out to Shanghai and not sponsoring.
His ops are YouTube comments. That's what I mean. I wouldn't be comfortable saying that these are my ops unless I like actually knew who they were.
Me. Hey, gotcha smack. Bumping the above. By the way, chat, when your agency or the middleman says bumping the above, that means you are ignoring it.
Okay. Smack and I basically have the same agency, so I think he's just walking through the process. I'm gonna be honest. I don't feel that. I'm surprised he showed all this shit on stream. I don't personally think I need to like dive too much into whatever's going on over here, but he's just basically saying, yeah, I still get deals. Don't worry, we all still get deals. We all still get deals around here. I think the main realization over here is just pretty simple. This is another example of another creator who is under attack from one of the worst communities, if not the worst community in the gacha space. Smack privating his video. Pokey's community used that as an opportunity, as a launching pad, to start speculating over his fucking livelihood and how much money he was making from sponsors, and that he's getting bullied by sponsors and has to listen to their beck and call. All of that discussion, all of that is happening on this channel. And there's just not a lot of other channels where shit like this can occur. Do you want to know why? Because that came out of nothing. That was a discussion that got fucking prompted out of literally nowhere, just from this video. And I think like the main takeaway is
like war.
This guy needs to fix whatever the hell he has going on with his community before it's too late. Why do you think I made such a big emphasis about the type of audience that he's targeting and the impact that it's having on his content, communication, and his community. Would you want to watch a creator or be involved with a creator where their entire audience is a bunch of actually mentally ill, super fucking annoying, extremely dumb young individuals? Probably not. No, it's probably not that conducive, right? And the thing with a young, impressionable audience is that their interests change. How many 14-year-olds that loved Roblox still love Roblox 6 years later? Not that many. And so even from like a business growth perspective, this guy doesn't really seem to have learned very much at all. Because when you target that younger audience, what's abundantly clear is that that younger audience is going to fucking grow up. And then when they grow up, they're probably not going to be playing this game, or they're going to be playing some other shit instead. But he's going for that younger audience. They're going to grow up, and he is killing his channel in the present. Or maybe it's already dead just because of HSR. I don't really know. But I legitimately think that this dude has fumbled. Maybe you can view this as just like a, I don't know, like a progress report on how somebody can fumble their fucking career. I've never seen somebody just go ahead and just decide to be this absolutely shameless about how awful of a person they are. And the reality is, I guess, is that if you're going to be this open about being this much of a fucking dickhead, I actually reviewed this entire post. Again, I reviewed this part of the video. It's been 8 months. And I realized I was starting to feel a little bit softer towards Pokey because so much time had passed. Then I reread this, and to see him openly go ahead and call CCs irrelevant, and that their existence means nothing to him, and that none of them will ever come close to his influence, and that he's just the big dog on top, and then to see where his dog shit channel is now is one of the most cathartic and funniest fucking things I've ever seen. Guys, remember, this is the same guy that was like talking about my stream as like a piece of trash. He made a post celebrating my ban as well, and then said, yeah, I'm not watching his dog shit stream either. I forgot about all this stuff. This is the type of person he is, guys. He viewed me as a target that he could punch down on in the past. Clearly that didn't work out for him. And his community seems to learn directly from him on how to be insanely toxic. And I think that is just the realization we need to have from here on out. Unless this guy dramatically shifts, actually puts out a fucking apology, actually addresses the absurd fucking shit he's done to ruin the HSR community, ruin his community, and ruin other people's communities as well with how fucking toxic they are, I'm gonna be honest. We should do progress reports like this more often. It's just been funny that something like this hasn't actually happened since. If you're trying to make the take, say, how could you hurl out the accusation that his content is made for children without proof? Brother, 6, 7. That's a meme for fucking teenagers. Middle schoolers. You don't understand this at all. You have to find out what this was if you're over the age of 25. There's no way you knew that one when it was a meme.
この明かりは星の希望。地を照らす命の証。見るがいい。くす。バイバイ。
So yes, Pokey is trying to attract 13-year-olds to his channel. 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 12, I don't fucking care, right? He is targeting children with his marketing, advertising, thumbnails, even the memes that he's talking about. It's there. That's fucking proof. Sorry, that's the gotcha smack. And once again, if you're using a 6-7 meme on your videos, clearly your audience has to fucking understand it. But the only people that know what 6-7 are kids. So that's all the proof you need, brother. Let me know what you all thought. Peace out.